Process of scooping fuel which spilled on the tarred road exploded with a heavy flame which killed all the residents trying to scoop fuel as well as others who attempted to rescue them. Now, reacting to the incident, President Bola Tinubu expressed deep sorrow. The president mourned the victims and expressed his condolences to the families affected as well as to the government and people of Niger State. The president mandated the National Orientation Agency to initiate a nationwide educational campaign to raise public awareness about the severe risk and environmental dangers of scooping fuel from fallen tankers. Vice President Kashim Shettima, in a statement by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications Stanley Nkwocha, commiserated with the families of the victims and assured them of the federal government's commitment to preventing future occurrences. We bring you a report on the incident and would like to warn that some of the images are disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Explosion in Diko, Niger State, claimed over 80 lives and left about 55 persons severely wounded and currently receiving treatment at various medical centers in Suleja. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, visited to commiserate with the people and also visit the wounded. He announced that the federal government has directed the immediate transfer of victims of the tanker explosion from Suleja General Hospital to medical care.
So in the last couple of months, we have lost over 265 people so far. And this is not an acceptable situation, and that is why the president has directed that immediate steps be taken to give succor to those who are injured, to support their families, but also do everything possible. Security agencies, the Federal Ministry of Health, National Emergency Management Agency, all of them have been directed by Mr. President to ensure that these people that are here have been given this necessary support that they require. And for the National Orientation Agency under my ministry, to educate people, to engage in advocacy, so that people cannot just see tankers come down or involve in accident and then they go near and try to scoop.
He revealed that the president has constituted a committee to investigate these incessant accidents and recommend effective solutions to prevent future occurrences.
Ensuring that we give a human face to the activities that took place, and also ensuring that all the possible support we give the family and the family of those departed, the souls departed, and the families that are in the hospital. We'll do our best to ensure that we provide support for them based on what the president has directed us to do. And everything that we're supposed to do, we will still be back here within the week to ensure that we activate all our machineries to provide the needed support for those people that are affected, the families that are affected.
The Niger State government also set up an interdisciplinary committee to enforce the directive of the governor on the usage of the Diko Bridge by truck drivers. Chenemi Bami, TVC News, Suleja.
Our heart goes out to the victims, but Majid, this is a preventable tragedy. So the question is, who should bear responsibility? The tanker operators, the road safety regulators, the person scooping fuel, or the government?
It's all it's all encompassing, but it's like you see death staring you in the face and you plunge yourself into it.
It is suicidal.
It's pure suicide. So I don't know how you want to reorientate people not to commit suicide. Because when you are looking for fuel to scoop, see, this tanker, when it fell, it didn't explode. But because, see, I've seen several people doing this same thing. Look at what the minister said. In the last 6 months, 265 people. This one is 86. And those in hospital, there's like 4-degree burn. And people will go and rush. Even if your phone rings there,
Exactly.
It will go into flames. That's why they say people should not use phones at filling stations.
And even when you're
And
generators.
when you are scooping, you have a metal
Anytime.
container, and you know they go there with all manner of containers. The thing just scratches each other. Everything is like a bomb. Is spontaneous.
Is this a case of poverty?
Greed and poverty?
Greed and poverty.
Yes, greed. You see, this is national cake. This is oil. It is free. I want to take my own. They are not taking it to help the person who is losing that oil. They are taking it to go and resell. Yes, because are you going to drink petrol? Well, how much do you want to scoop? That will be enough for you. If you have the old, if you scoop the old tanker, won't you finish it? But because you see people, when you see some people, they go to parties. Ordinarily, when they want to eat in their homes, they will just take a little. But when they see free food, you will see
at the party,
they will take salad, add rice, and a bar. I've seen people do that. They will add solid and rice and everything, pack it together. At the end of the day, they won't be able to finish it. It's the same thing that drives people to go and scoop fuel.
Now, Kaidi, the president has charged the National Orientation Agency, you know, to enlighten Nigerians about the danger and risk of, you know, going to scoop fuel from. But does the NOA have the capacity to cause that attitudinal change in Nigerians? And what strategy could, you know, would they use, you know, if you're to suggest?
Quite a lot of things in my head, but let me just start from your question. And that explains what he's doing. What he's doing is already NOA job.
True.
And pastors, imams, people need to understand that this is the definition of greed. When you're looking for the greedy people, it's not those people, it's not only those people in power. Oh, this is a very classic example. You know you don't eat more than 2 pieces of meat or 1 piece of meat, but because somebody is doing a party, and there is every possibility that when you take 3 pieces of meat, 4 pieces of meat, somebody will not have a piece of meat to eat at that party. This is where it starts from. So when we are talking about corruption, a lot of people just beach their searchlight on those people in power. How do you do this? You know, the shocking thing is that I've been at scenes where tanker falls, and I am yet to see these precautions that we are preaching being observed. So I am also directing this to the enforcement agencies to be more proactive, and probably the police to see how they can prevent this. I don't know the word to use, whether it is animalistic, whether it is lack of thinking, because as much as we cannot continue to blame the dead, but we have to learn from this act.
But for
because out of the 86 people that died, there will be some innocent people who are walking on the road.
Some were even trying to rescue.
Exactly. And there will be some people who are stalked, and there is no way where to avoid this tragedy.
Now,
because when it happens, like I was giving an example, I'll find a way of leaving the scene completely.
Now, I asked a question. I said, who should bear the responsibility?
We're spreading
the tanker operators, how well trained are they?
Exactly. That's why I'm spreading it.
Because
I've just
talked
about
what is the position of those of the vegs or those
tanker
of the truck.
Exactly. So I know that Lagos dealt with this issue and they're still dealing with this issue. I remember the days of Fashola. I can't forget that Commissioner for Transportation then, how much they were putting into enforcing these rules when these tankers are coming from Apapa and different depot. This is something that must be ongoing and must be very, very punitive. We don't have to have crisis before we start coming up with these rhetorics that, oh, this is impassable for this tanker. It should be impassable. You should not allow them go through it. I remember those times when some of them even tried to go through Third Mainland. Some Nigerians will even stop on the road and say, no, this is a no-go area. So it is all-encompassing. Government must be more drastic in dealing with defaulters. We don't have to have crisis on our hands before you start dealing with them. I heard the governor saying that, oh, one way is banned. One way is not just banned for tankers. It's banned for everyone, irrespective of the situation. Avoid one-way driving. And for the people, which is my core, is that please and please, I understand you may want to tell me I'm insensitive. Oh, the price of fuel is about 900 plus or 1,000 plus. There's a lot. Excuse me, you can't compare it with your life. As much as you have life.
If you grab 30 liters, for example, 30,000 naira.
There's another point I need you to address. Is it safe to say that Nigeria should start considering alternatives to road haulage, road-based fuel transportation?
It brings us back to the question of the greed and corruption in our system. Before now, if you are in Ondo State, you don't need to come to Lagos to come and
get fuel.
You get fuel from Ore. There's a big depot in Ore. But now, if you pump fuel from Lagos to Ore through the pipeline, if you pump 10 million liters, for example, from Lagos, probably you'll be lucky.
Get like maybe like 2 million or something.
You'll be lucky to get 500 liters by the time you get to Ore.
That's 500,000 now.
500,000.
All the points
from 10 million. Arepo, all those routes, even Ejibo, you see people in their compounds, they have dug a well, linking the pipeline. They are
to their premises.
In their premises, they are scooping their own fuel.
How about rail transportation?
Yes, rail will have been an option, but then it involves a lot of investment. I think government should look into that. But you see, this is a private sector-driven business. You need specialized rail tankers for that. I mean, it's not this conventional fuel tankers that you put on the rail. That is what they do in other countries. Especially, I've seen it in Europe. You see like hundreds of wagons, fuel, like maybe 60, 70,000 liters per one in 100 places from like Lagos to Kano.
How about the state of that road? Because this is not the first time. Last year, I think it was in Jigawa, but this is not the first time. The state of the road. Should the government,
there's a particular area in Lagos. It's not about the state of state of the roads.
Exactly.
Yes, fine.
Some have even said the victims should be.
There's a particular place in Lagos where TVC used very close to where Otedola Bridge.
Yes.
At least on a monthly basis, there will be. It's reducing now. But then the first responder system in Lagos is very quick. The moment it happens, in 5 minutes, you see the whole area is cordoned off. So they don't allow. You see the AA rescue team, you see LASMA, you see fire service, all of them, you see them there preventing people from scooping. Because if you don't stop people, they will still scoop.
But we are in Lagos now. Let's say, for example, this is the Niger State governor. What would you be telling him?
Well, in fact, for all governors.
Because it's not just
exactly.
They just give us the figure.
It happened in Delta 2 weeks ago, like a week or 2 weeks to Christmas in Delta. About 35 people died.
So what would you be telling the government?
So the thing is,
so that we won't have a repeat of this.
The law of enforcement agencies should live up to their billing. People live in these areas. We have a state security service in each local government. We have the police. So when things like this happen, they should mobilize for the site and cordon it off. But you'll be surprised that in most cases, those who are supposed to even protect people,
let me come in here. It sounds as if you're sounding reactionary. I'm talking about like proactive measures, maybe in just 1 minute.
Well, to ensure that those tankers are in good state by maybe running them through MOT. But then you see, when you are trying to also enforce this, they will tell you are too harsh on them. They will tell you they are going on strike.
But the law is the law. You have to abide by it.
So if they put their tankers in very good shapes, at least it will reduce those incidents of tankers falling.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Polytechnics have announced the plan to embark